you know.
I used to be that person too. I used to say everything, and then they would name something,
And you've
I'd be
never
like,
listened
I don't
to
know,
them.
I don't know what that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I'm the person
now
on the other side.
Now you feel like an asshole because you said that you listen to everything, but technically you don't listen to everything.
yeah. So now. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Anime Summit Podcast. It's your favorite host of the most, Sam the Bomb, and with me is Dannie.
Hi.
And not Nick, because I don't know where he is right now, and this is super last minute, and it's all my fault, and I will explain why that is. This is just because I don't feel... I hate not putting out an episode. So even if it's just this, at least you guys are getting something. So that's why this is what this is. And it's just super last minute, and it was super my fault. And I can go more in depth in it, like, at some other time. But basically, we were supposed to return this week with a spring review, and that didn't happen. So just because I was behind, and I was gonna ask Danny and Nick to do it themselves, but they were just like, no, because we wanted to do it with you, and you should be fully recuperated to do that. So obviously Danny and Nick, they're just looking out for me. So we're just doing this instead. But like, I had a really rough week last week, and I can explain it, some other time. But yeah, this is super my fault. So like,
it's all your fault.
I literally, it was literally a couple hours ago, and I was like, Danny, you want to record something really quick? And she was like, oh, God. And so that is on me, my B. Okay. So, actually, this week this month in general is just loaded with stuff. And me and Danny are just going to hang out, if that's okay. And you guys can just listen to us. And I didn't do a newscast last weekend because of what was going on either. So but I will get back to the newscast this week
you've
as
just
well.
been slacking.
Slack-a-lackin'. Slack-a-lack-a-ding-dong is what I've been doing. I've been just all over the place. So anyway, when we come back from our little break here, I will get a little more in depth, and we'll hang out, and it'll be fun. It'll be a good time. But first, I'm going to go pee. I peed before, but I got to pee again. I'm just kidding. I don't have to pee. But I think it's funnier to say, that we're doing something than actually just being quiet. It's just like, oh, I'm going to run to the store real quick. Hold on. I got to go clean the litter box. Because Smokey had some bad Taco Bell, and it stinks. This month is full of a bunch of crap. And I was talking to Danny about it before we started recording. This week, or this month, there was July 4th was actually Anime Summit's 5th birthday, and that
Happy birthday to us.
That totally slipped my mind. And normally we make a big deal out of it, and we do an anniversary episode or whatever. But I don't know. I think it's just kind of we just kind of want to get back into it right now because of all the crazy things going on, and with the world and me personally, and then also when you were hearing, right now when you're hearing this, it's my birthday. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to my parents, and my brother's gonna cook for me, and my dad's gonna cook for me, and have some cake. It's gonna be good. But yeah, man.
What a month.
Yeah, no, seriously. I feel like if you talk about the beginning of the shutdown, or the beginning of the pandemic or whatever, I feel like that was 8 months ago, but really it was only 4 months ago. And it was what the hell, But yeah, dude, I can't thank you guys enough for listening every week and being really patient. And like, I made an announcement on Discord that there was not going to be a regular episode this week, and that you were going to be met with this episode instead. And a couple people had DM'd me, and a bunch of patrons DM'd me earlier today and were checking on me and stuff like that. So that was really nice. Thank you so much. For if you're a patron right now, thank you. I really appreciate it. And man, I just love doing this every week. And sometimes, it hasn't gone as planned. Like sometimes there's plenty of times where we've gotten to record, me, Danny, and Nick, and then we're just like, okay, so how are we doing this again? And it's just like, it's like, oh shit.
And then I get mad because it's all I got. Like, really?
We just
because
talked
it's usually
about this.
Nick. It's usually Nick who's the one who is all like, "All right, so how are we doing this?" I'm like, you couldn't have asked us this. I don't know, 3 days ago.
But now our whole calendar that we have is probably messed up because of this extra week, and so I gotta rearrange that or something, confer with Nick and Danny and rearrange that. But yeah, no, I have been trying to, so like I've been catching up on spring the last couple days, and I've got a lot of good feedback from the AOQs we've had, which is really nice. Some people kind of like, I think we need to find time. Well, somehow we will. I don't know. Somehow we'll find time to just do more of them, because a lot of people like those just laid back, chill episodes, and I really like them too. But now that I'm feeling a bit better, I'm eager to get back to like into the spring stuff, and I'm eager to watch summer stuff right now because some people have already started watching summer stuff. And woo! I really love that we have the patrons channel on Discord, because you guys are constantly in there going like, oh, we want to hear a Nick cast of this, we want to hear a Sam cast of this, and I'm definitely doing those this week as well, when I have some downtime.
Just leave me out, it's fine.
So hey, you can do,
at least I have one episode out, unlike somebody.
Wait, so didn't you have another one planned or no? Or do you not want to tell people? We don't have to tell people.
I mean, I do have one planned, but I just haven't recorded it yet. And I want to watch a little bit more before I do my next one. So.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's about a certain topic that I constantly talk about.
Oh.
But in the meantime, like 2 weeks ago, I guested on the Anime Brothers podcast.
Nice.
So, and I pretty much schooled them on romance. They kind of like gave me certain couples and I would rate them. Like they gave me Gohan and Videl.
Huh?
And they're all like, isn't that romance? And I'm like, kind of, but not really.
They barely show it. Like,
yeah, that's what I said. I said they like Dragon Ball Z barely shows any romance at all.
Even in Dragon Ball Super, when you see them together with when they tell Goku that she's pregnant, and then when they have Pan, there's more romance between Piccolo and Gohan when they're training. For God's sakes, like
sure, yeah.
There's more romance between Whis and a ice cream sundae in Dragon Ball than there is between.
There's more romance between like a shit ton of food and Goku.
And Goku, yeah. God. It's so funny when there's I like Dragon Ball Super though, because there's a lot of, they bring back a lot of those little funny moments that kind of were like a nice comic relief, like in the original Dragon Ball. Mm-hmm. And there was that scene where like Goku had just finished fighting Beerus, and he's like done being, his god form is gone, and he's like really hungry, so he's eating. And Gohan is like, the reason Goku was able to achieve that form is because they had enough bodies with Saiyan blood to like do the ritual and turn him into that.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason they did was because Videl was pregnant.
Right.
And
right.
he was like, Dad, I'm sorry we didn't tell you that we were having a baby, but we are. And he's just like, okay, do you want some food, dude? Because like there's a lot. Like, it's like, he's such an idiot. Like,
It's like,
such a doofus.
okay, great, but like here are this plate of dumplings that I'm about to devour.
Like,
do you want some before I eat them all?
I literally just told you that you're gonna be a grandfather. Like, like it's so doofus.
He
it's so
does
funny.
not care. He really does not care. I'm sorry, but Goku is horrible.
He is like there's all those YouTube videos on in the AniTube community of like why Goku's like a terrible dad and shit. It's so funny. Like, dude, it's so fucking funny.
God. Vegeta is a better father than Goku.
Piccolo's a better Piccolo, like there's scenes of Piccolo watching Pan, like babysitting her. And there's okay, this is like a filler episode. But there's one episode in Super where Goku is supposed to be watching her. Mm-hmm. And he falls asleep and he loses her because she goes flying. She's like a baby flying around the universe.
Oh, God.
And Piccolo gets home and he's like, you fucking what? And I swear.
Is it another driving test episode, except it's like.
Except way funnier and actually good. Yeah. Like Piccolo, like he loves Gohan so much and he loves Pan so much because of it. And when I tell you that this man was literally about to chop Goku's head off, oh my God!
Good.
He probably could have done it right there. Like
good.
For those 10 seconds, Piccolo was stronger than Goku. I swear to God. Like it was so fucking funny, dude.
See,
like,
this is what I kind of have that we're kind of going on a Dragon Ball Z tangent right now. This is why like the Dragon Ball Z franchise is such a letdown for me personally, because they focus so much on Goku and they don't really give a chance for these other characters. Like it's always about fucking Goku fighting the next like big villain or whatever and everything like that. It's like, I don't care about you anymore. You've had like two franchises, 2 series, Dragon Ball and half of like majority of Dragon Ball Z. Give someone else a chance, please.
Literally, like, because the Cell Saga and Gohan beating Cell was supposed to be the end.
Right.
And then Goku at the end of that was like, I'm going to stay dead because every time I'm alive, something bad happens. And then that was supposed to be that. And then obviously people wanted Goku back or whatever. So that's what happened. But like,
I didn't. I was done. I was content. I was content with that. Like,
well, and then in Super, in spoilers for Tournament of Power arc, if you're not there yet, but like, in the Tournament of Power arc, they were supposed to like showcase the other Z fighters way more and kind of bring them somewhat back on a really powerful level, and that didn't happen. It kind of happened a little bit, but then they teased it so much. Like, they were showing Krillin training, they were showing Gohan training, they were showing Krillin like getting over his fear of like his PTSD that he has from like previous fights, and they were showing like Master Roshi made Puar turn into like a beautiful woman, so he could try and get over his horniness, because he knew that he was going to fight opponents that were going to be like
really hot,
you know, attractive.
Yeah.
So like Master Roshi got over his horniness. I would say that if they showcased any character really good that had a really good Tournament of Power episode, it would be Master Roshi. And Master Roshi kicked major ass. It was so cool. It was so cool to watch him kick ass again. But Nah, by the end of it, it was still. I actually do really appreciate that it was, and this is more spoilers. I actually really do appreciate that it was Android 17 that won the tournament and not,
Goku?
I mean, it was actually, and actually it wasn't just Goku by himself. It was Android 17, Goku, and Frieza that won it. Mm-hmm. But, like, which is really weird. Like, if you told 10-year-old me that Goku and Frieza were going to work together to fight somebody.
You're be like, what? That's ludicrous. Inconceivable.
I would have been like, what do you mean, dude? Anyway, that's enough Dragon Ball talk. I would say, though, if you're going to watch anything Dragon Ball that you want to start watching, just watch the original Dragon Ball, because the original Dragon Ball is great.
Yeah. Like, during the whole, like, lockdown and, like, quarantine and everything, I like, went back and watched Dragon Ball, because I have Funimation now, so, and I've been watching that, and watching that first tournament that Krillin and Goku fight in. And
so good.
The fight that Goku and quote unquote Jackie Chun has, like, incredible. That's good storytelling. That's good storytelling right there.
Great storytelling. Great storytelling. We were talking about I think it was like last week we were talking about it in the Discord. We were talking about cartoon shows and if they still held up. Excuse me. And we were talking about Cartoon Network ones or whatever, because someone posted something about Johnny Bravo or something. I don't remember. Or no, someone posted a thing where it was like, it was 4 different cartoons, and it was like, kids today will never know the GOAT or whatever, right? And it was like a picture of Dexter and a picture of Ed, Edd and Eddy, and then something like 2 other ones, And by the time, like, because by the time we were adults, that was like the new generation of like by the time we were 18, 19, 20 years old, there was like a new generation of cartoons there. And some of our Discord listeners are young enough to remember that those were the cartoons they were watching when they were, 14, 15 years old or whatever. And we were all like, I don't remember who, but someone younger did tell me that Dexter and some of those other, like, early Craig McCracken ones, like Powerpuff Girls and Dexter, are also, like, on Boomerang.
Damn.
And Boomerang is, like, the throwback cartoon show.
Yeah.
Or, like, cartoon channel. So, like, when we were kids, the, like, Flintstones and Jetsons were on Boomerang. And now to hear that Dexter and those are on there makes me feel super old. And for those curious, I'm, like, if you're listening to this right now, it's on my birthday. I'm 30. So, like...
Woo, woo.
Yeah. I fucking feel super old. I felt super old talking about it because we were talking about Dexter, and we were talking about if they still hold up or whatever. And actually they do, because, like, a lot of those, so, like, lately what we've been, so, like, those bedtime shows. Do you ever put on bedtime shows, like, when you go to sleep?
I did when I was a kid, a lot. It's funny that you say this, because I was talking about this with one of my friends. I used to, when I was a kid, I used to put on, like, the Disney bedtime stories to help me fall asleep. And whenever I had a science test, I would put on the Magic School Bus bedtime stories.
Miss Frizzle, the GOAT, dude.
Hell yeah, Miss Frizzle.
She's the shit. Yeah, we were talking about if they still, like, hold up or whatever. And so lately what me and Trisha, like, normally me and Trisha, we put on, like, The Office or Family Guy or That 70s Show or Cleveland Show or American Dad. But lately what I've been doing is I've been finding all the old cartoon shows on Hulu. And so, like, we rewatch Animaniacs. And then from Animaniacs, they gave Pinky and the Brain their own show, so we rewatched that.
Yeah.
And then we're like kind of rewatching Tiny Toon Adventures, which is, like, they're not that bad. They're perfectly just fine cartoons. You know what I mean? They're not like anything. Tiny Toon Adventures. They're not anything like super amazing or whatever. I would say they're groundbreaking in a way where they gave a new generation of kids to appreciate Looney Tunes, which is, I think, important or whatever. But, Fifi La Fume, who was supposed to be like the Tiny Toon version of Pepe Le Pew.
Oh, yes.
She is super cute, man. Like, she's a little, like, purple. She's like a lavender colored skunk. And she's, all, oh, oui, monsieur. Like, she's like, she's like a purple lavender. She's purple, and like her little bangs, her hair is like lavender. Fifi La Fume. Fifi La Fume. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Montana Max instead of Yosemite Sam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then, yeah, dude. Fucking. And then Elmira instead of.
Honestly,
Elmer.
I hated Elmira.
Yeah, she was annoying. She was terrible.
Oh my god, she was terrible.
She was horrible, dude.
I couldn't stand her.
Yeah. And
Plucky Duck.
And there was an episode. So yesterday, I've been going back to work, like back to the office work, And yesterday I came home early because there's not a lot to do, and I was laying down playing Animal Crossing, and I put on Tiny Toons. There was literally an episode where it was all just music videos, and it wasn't like actual music videos, but it was Tiny Toons to songs, and they did Istanbul Constantinople by They Might Be Giants, and RESPECT, and I'm like, no fucking way, like this is amazing. Like I was like, seriously. Like, it was cool. They did like 2 songs by They Might Be Giants, and they did some others. It was fucking weird. It was like a little Looney Tunes music video, or Tiny Toons music video. But yeah, like, anyway, what I was gonna say about the Cartoon Network shows was we just rewatched Powerpuff Girls, and that still holds up real well. Like, I heard the new like 2016 one is terrible. Like, it was just like, okay, this is a waste of time. Like, and you made them look weird, and it's animated goofy, and
yeah. I mean, I didn't watch like a whole bunch of episodes of that, but I did see clips, and like they gave Buttercup this weird like hair stand-up thing going on. I don't know what that's about. It's all like, why did you make her hair look messy? It doesn't make sense.
Well, and then I think there was one episode where they tried to, and I haven't seen it. I saw it, so I can't really have an opinion. But there was one episode where they tried to make a character like they were like a unicorn or something, and they were trying to, but they didn't feel like a unicorn. They felt like something else, and it was supposed to have a theme of like someone being trans. And a lot of my trans friends were excited for it, and then it turned out to be like this really shitty take on it. And they weren't like pissed or like super offended or anything. They were just like, that was
disappointed a little bit.
This was lame. It was more lame than anything. And like, yeah, I don't know. So I didn't watch it, but like the original one, still really cool. Also, I hear that a lot of like the iconic villains aren't in that new one as much, like Fuzzy Lumpkins, Get off my property. Get off of my property. And fucking, like I think the Gangrene Gang's like barely in it, which like they're my favorite villains.
Yeah.
Like the Gangrene Gang. I love Gangrene Gang. And yeah, I don't know. I think, isn't Boomerang on VRV? It is.
Yes.
What's on there? We should look. Like, what cartoon classics? Tom and Jerry, Looney Tunes, Smurfs.
Oh my god.
Popeye. Codename Kids Next Door. Really good show. Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Dude, that used to scare me when I was a kid, when it was airing.
Oh my god, yeah. Some episodes were fucking freaky. I like the Vietnamese guy, though. In Courage the Cowardly Dog. The Vietnamese guy. Watch where you're going, you fool. This is me deboning you. I'm taking out your bones. Dude, oh my god, look at all the Tom and Jerry stuff. They have the Chuck Jones Tom and Jerry on here too, which is... I hate the Chuck Jones version.
They got Scooby Doo.
Scooby Dooby Doo. Wait, do they have What's New? Oh, hell yeah. What's New Scooby Doo? Okay, first of all, What's New Scooby?
Wow.
What do they got?
Well, okay, so remember Scooby Doo and Zombie Island?
Great movie.
Well, they made a Scooby Doo Return to Zombie Island.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to watch that.
Yeah.
I remember
this one was my favorite too. Sorry, side note.
On the Zombie Island one, they had that song by Sky Cycle on there. And it's terror time again.
Yes.
It was so sick. It was like this fucking weird rock song.
Aside, I really enjoyed the Scooby Doo movies.
Yeah, they were all good. The
yeah,
13 Ghost one was good too.
What was that one?
The Scooby Doo.
Was that with the
I think it's on here.
With the vampire band chicks? Was that?
No, that one is... Wait, which one was that one? The Hex Girls or whatever?
Yeah.
Super fine hex. That's why I'm into goth chicks, just so you know. But like... That's why I'm into Dannie. No, fucking... No, I don't know if it was 13 Ghosts. 13 Ghosts was the movie... It was like one of their first movies. And it was... Shaggy had like a red shirt for some reason. He was wearing a red shirt and jeans instead of his normal like green shirt and like corduroy pants. But like in What's New Scooby Doo, that is absolutely how you do a reboot of an old cartoon show.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That is exactly how you do it. And it was perfect. And the opening song was like this sick pop punk song. And it's been covered by like so many different pop punk bands because of it. But like I forget the name of the original band who did it, but it's like the band wasn't even that popular, I don't even think, but it's still, that song by itself is one of the best. Like that's Vans Warped Tour, amazing, fucking 10 out of 10. And it was only 3 seasons, but it should have been more. Like it was really good. I forget the name of the titles. Oh, it's Simple Plan. Duh. Never mind. I can't believe wow. Never mind. They are a big band.
They're not even that popular.
I thought it was by some other like whatever random pop punk band. No, it's by Simple Plan. Sorry, but yeah, really good, really good. My bad, Simple Plan. God, I can't believe I fucking said that. I must sound like a doofus. I didn't listen to a lot of Simple Plan when I was younger. I wasn't that into them because I put them on like close to level. I hate Good Charlotte. I thought they were like Good Charlotte. Anyway, dude, I could go on about how much I hate Good Charlotte, and I feel bad because Trisha loves Good Charlotte because that was like her. That's like Good Charlotte to her is like Tsunami Bomb is to me. Like that was like our first, like one of our introductions into punk. Well, actually, her introduction to punk was probably something else, but Good Charlotte was like. Anyway, Good Charlotte sucks. She's just shaking her head behind me like fuck you, like fucking dude.
Did you ever watch Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends?
Yeah, I did. I wasn't into it as much. That was like one of the later Craig McCracken ones, I believe, right?
Yeah, it came out in 2004.
Yeah, I like the characters, like all the and I love. Because it was like where Forgotten Imaginary Friends went. Like once a person grows up and forgets them, that's where they went. And I love that premise. Like I love that idea. But the character Blue was so fucking annoying.
Yes. But that's the whole point of his character though. Like
I know, but God, like when you're so annoying to the point where it makes me not want to watch the show, it's like
my friend Javi, anytime sometimes if he like asks me to like play Overwatch or something like that, he would go, "Come on, come on," and there's a an episode in Foster's home where like everyone is collecting like these cards or something like that, and Blue, he starts collecting them, and he goes around. He I can't remember the little boy's name. I forget his name. But like he goes like to him and is all like, "Come on," because he wants the card. He's like, "Come on." The kid's like, "No, Blue, I'm not giving you this card just because you want it." And then he goes, "Come on." And he's like, he goes on and on and on, and it's the most hilarious clip ever. I'm gonna find it for you so you can see it. But like, that's what my friend Javi does to me. Anytime like he wants me to do something, and I'm just like, no. But then like he just like magically like sends me that clip. I'm like, God damn it! Like,
come on. Dude, I'm looking at the Nickelodeon section on VRV, and they have Kablam and Are You Afraid of the Dark? And Cat Dog.
Are You Afraid of the Dark used to scare me.
One fine day and a woof and a purr, and don't know my dame dum der. Cat Dog. Cat Dog. And they have Angry Beavers. Daggett. What was the other one? Norbert. Daggett and Norbert. Yeah, Daggett. Why was his name Daggett?
I don't know.
It's something to do with beavers or lakes or something. I don't fucking know. But that was a weird fucking name. But like, and they have Rocket Power. Rocket Power was cool. I like Rocket Power. And
Rocket
all that,
Power.
of course, all
I liked watching Rocket Power, but there were times where I definitely like when it came on, I was just like, okay, I'm changing the channel.
There was times where I felt like they played the shit out of it.
Yeah, like I got tired of it half the time.
Oh, here we go. They have the Jetsons on here, dude. Flintstones. Oh, is this the clip right here?
Yeah.
Come on. What the? Okay, I'm done. I can sit here and watch 59-second long video.
Yeah.
It's almost a minute.
But yes, that's what my friend Javi sends me anytime he wants me to play something or whatever.
Dude, I like so like did you watch any like the later ones? Like like the ones that came out probably when we were like 19, 20, 21 years old, 22 years old. Like Adventure Time, regular show.
Yeah, I did not watch Adventure Time or Steven Universe or anything like that.
See, I need to watch Steven Universe because I was into it at first and then I kind of forgot about it. But I know it's on Hulu, so I can watch on Hulu. Or no, it's on Hulu, I think. But Sen was telling me about this one a while ago. And it was only like 4 episodes or something like that, or 5 episodes. Mm-hmm. And it was like a Cartoon Network special thing, and it was called Over the Garden Wall. And
oh yes, yes.
And I was like, I need to watch this shit.
Yeah, that's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like this amazing. It's like the animation's really good, the background's really good. It's supposed to be like this really cool story. Mm-hmm. But it's on that one's on Hulu too.
Yeah.
But I also just rewatched Adventure Time and Regular Show on Hulu as like a bedtime show. And I love Regular Show because here's why. It's such a weird fucking show. Because the world that they're in, the main character is a blue jay and a raccoon. And they're 2 best friends. And they work at a park. And they live at the house that's on the park. And the manager is a gumball machine. And then one of the people who works at the park is a Yeti that's immortal. and a ghost with a hand on the top of his head, and they call him High Five Ghost because he high fives everyone. And it's just like the weirdest fucking show. But like that's just normal. Like they don't like there's humans in the show, and like you'll see Benson, the gumball machine manager.
Yeah.
You'll see Benson like roll up to town and talk to just like normal people, and they're just talking to him like that's just normal. Like that's just what it is. He's a gumball machine.
This came out in 2009, the regular show.
Yeah, so I was 19. Yeah. So like and so but the show itself, the situations are based on real situations by the creator, and then he morphs it into some surrealistic thing. Like there's this one where Mordecai and Rigby, the main two characters, the Blue Jay and the raccoon, they find an old arcade machine, and apparently it was this faulty one that was never supposed to be turned on. And they turn it on and they get sucked into the game, and then they have to do some crazy shit. It's like this, like they just smoke a lot of weed and make the show or something. But the main creator, J.G. Quintel, he's the creator of the show, and he's the voice of Mordecai. So like, there's all these situations where like Mordecai is like he's like in love with Margaret, who's a Red Robin. And she's like, she basically looks like Mordecai, but red and different striping. And she's like really cute, and she works at the cafe in town, and he's like really awkward around her and stuff. And it's really cute, but like the rest of the show is really fucking funny. And one thing that's like an ongoing thing in the show is whenever Mordecai and Rigby do something cool, or whenever they own somebody, quote unquote, they always go, whoa! So now that's like oftentimes like, when you hear me doing that on the podcast, when like you snap on Nick or when Nick says something really funny, I always go, whoa! Like, I don't know why, but like there's interviews I've watched with J.G. Quintel, and he's like, yeah, no, this episode is based on this one time where me and a friend went to like, okay, so there's this episode where Mordecai wanted to do this food challenge at a restaurant, and it was like hash browns and 4 eggs and a bunch of bacon, and it was like this big breakfast. And he literally in the interview was like, yeah, nah, that episode was just because me and a friend went to a restaurant, and I was like, dude, I want to try this. Most, like, if I lose $40. Who cares? It's a lot of food. And they're like, dude, you're not going to finish it. He's like, yeah, dude, I totally can finish it. They're like, you're not gonna. And he's like, yeah, dude, I totally could. And then I tried to, and I didn't. And that's why that's an episode. Like, that's like all it is. Like, so, like that to me is like, I don't know why that was so funny to me. But Adventure Time is good too, and I think the reason why I like Adventure Time is because even though that is also a silly like fantasy kind of show, it has like an overarching, you know, like when something big happens in the world or to a character, it stays that way. So like there's a part like in season 4 or 5 where Finn loses his right arm, and he literally, it goes through like 4 or 5 different changes throughout the rest of the show. Like there's one point where he's got like a robotic arm. There's another part where he finds the grass. So like Finn carries a sword on him at all times, and that sword changes throughout the series. And there was one time where he found this sword called the Grass Blade Sword, and it made like a whole nother Finn called the Grass Finn, and then it became his arm. So it was his arm for like 4 or 5 episodes, and it was fucking weird. But like, I don't know, I like things like that. I don't know why, but like things like Chowder, that's another one. Chowder was good. Did you ever watch Chowder?
I didn't watch Chowder, but I know of it.
Dude, fucking Schnitzel. Rada. That episode where they're at the bank, he's like gonna deposit a check, but the line is really long, and then he's like, "Oh, can I go with Schnitzel?" And he's like, "Yeah, you should go with Schnitzel so you can learn how to deposit your check and whatever." So then Chowder goes with him, and the line is super fucking long. And then at the front of the line, there's like this really old guy, and he's like got to deposit, like, I think it was like $200. Oh no, it was just a regular guy. He was like, "I have $200 I got to deposit," and the teller was an old guy, and he was like, "Okay, sure," and he's like, "But it's all in pennies." And he like drops it off.
Oh my gosh!
And so the old guy's counting it, and he's going 1, 2. And then by the time he gets to like 90 something, Chowder goes up to the teller and he's just like, man, you know how to count real well. I can only count to like 10. 1, 2, 3. And then so the old guy starts over from 1 again. And he goes, oh, dang it. I got to restart. And then you just hear Schnitzel in the back go, oh, Rada. And then like the fucking, yeah, because he's like a chef. But like it's in a weird fantasy world. So like there's different, there's a banana, but it's called like a grapana because it's like a grape, but a banana. And there's, I don't know, it's fucking dumb. But like it's really funny. I don't know, man. Cartoon Network, I don't even know what's on Cartoon Network lately, to be honest with you. Because I haven't had TV in like 8 years.
Let's find out.
Let's find out, dude. I know, like, I don't know. There's a Cartoon Network section on Hulu, I think, but they have Teen Titans Go. That's the only thing I know that is on Cartoon Network right now. Oh, and Gumball, I think is still a thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
There's.
I bet you if I go to like the official website. Dragon Duel? What's Dragon Duel?
Steven Universe.
Mau Mau? Are these cats?
Adventure
Mau Mau?
Time.
Let's watch Mau Mau, dude. Are these cats, dude? Oh, so they still do the Powerpuff Girls? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The new one or whatever?
There's this new one called Super Nudes. Super Noobs.
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 Not nudes.
Not nudes.
Ben
Noobs.
10.
Noobs, yes. Ben
I want to know
what's
what's this Mau Mau show? Because these look like cats. Mau Mau Heroes of Pure Heart. Okay, it's these 2 cats. 3 cats.
Mau.
Look at these cats, dude. I'm going to watch this show just because it's cats. Oh, yeah, and Bear Bears. We Bear Bears. That's the only new cartoon. That's the only new Cartoon Network show I like. We Bear Bears.
Because it's about bears.
Shut up. Shut up, Danny. You don't know what's good.
Wow. Okay.
It's a 10 out of 10 show. Oh, yeah, then there was that fucking OKKO. Oh, look, here's regular show, but this is not a show anymore. But okay, because it's like the games or whatever. Whoa! And then they had that weird show, Uncle Grandpa, or whatever the fuck it was.
That was creepy.
That was disturbing. That was a disturbing show.
Creepy ass shit.
What about this? Okay, well, you know what? I kind of want to watch the new Powerpuff Girls now, just because I'm curious. I'm curious, dude. I'm curious George right now. I'm curious George. But no, dude, like seriously, if I had known some of these other fucking things on VRV were on here, I would have been watching some of these. Holy shit. For real. But anyway, I don't know how we got to talking about this. Oh, just because, yeah, we were talking about if like those old cartoon shows hold up. One thing I'll never forget is that in Dexter's laboratory, Dexter's mom had a huge butt. And I was into that.
She never took off her gloves either.
There was a whole episode they did on that, wasn't there?
Yeah, literally
where,
a
like,
whole episode where
she was like obsessed with her gloves. And
yeah, and like how much care she took care of her gloves and everything like that.
People always remember the omelette du fromage thing or whatever. But the thing I always remember was like, and I think this was technically the series finale, was when Dexter goes to Japan and then he gets his family in on it. And that's when he reveals to them that he's got a secret lab.
Yes.
But he needs his family to like form the Dexter family robot so they can fight the evil monsters or whatever.
Right. I remember that. And didn't he
dude.
like after that? Didn't he like put amnesia on his parents to forget that he had a lab?
Yeah,
At the end?
and then Dexter's monkey revealed that he was Super Monkey or whatever.
Yes. Yeah, and he put amnesia on Dexter.
Yeah. Yep. I remember that Seth MacFarlane was one of the animators on this show too.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm going to.
Not only do we talk about movies, but we also talk about TV shows.
Okay, wait. So I guess that wasn't the series finale, but that technically is like.
Well, the show
Like-
kind of went on like a slight hiatus because it didn't come back until like 2003 or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. But like that episode where he goes to Japan and does that shit, I think technically is supposed to be like the end of it or whatever, because there's like, you know, that because he reveals everything. But I think he does make them forget whatever. And then there was like a movie. You know what I do remember? This is super fucking weird. This is super weird that I just remember this, because looking at a picture of Dexter right now, I just remember this. Hold on, let me look it up and see if like I can find a Wikipedia page. Oh, I found it. Okay. There, and you can't play it anymore. You can probably find like some emulator studio forum where people probably still play it, but it's not. You cannot play it anymore. Like legit anymore. But there was this MMORPG by a Korean studio called Fusion Fall. And it was this fucking weird alien thing who fused a bunch of worlds together and made the Earth like turn into some crazy shit. So all of the Cartoon Network characters are in one spot, and they help you do stuff. And so like Dexter, they all were like redesigned for this show or this game. Hold on, I'll show you a picture of Dexter. This is how he looked in the game. It was a weird fucking game, but like even the Rowdy Rough Boys from Powerpuff Girls were like allies in it. And like Mojo Jojo was an ally. And
Dexter
the kids
looks
next door.
weird.
Yeah, that's what he looked like in game. It was an MMO. You created a character, like a custom character, and you become like an associate of Dexter's Labs, and he like builds a super suit for you, and you can level up your shit or whatever. And it was fucking weird. It was like some goofy shit.
It
and
does
like
look weird.
and Dexter was like in love with Blossom or something
Typical.
weird like that. Yeah, it was fucking goofy. It was goofy. But like I remember playing it for a little bit because I played like a free trial version. And there's even like a 3D animated like trailer for it where they're all fighting together and doing weird shit, and it looked super weird. Actually, I think even Double D in it looked really weird. Yeah, the Ad Boys were in it, the Ed and Eddie were in it.
Oh god.
And it was fucking weird. They were weird looking. It was like, I get that they're supposed to be like, you know, you guys are doing like, here's Double D. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell?
What the hell is that? That looks weird.
And then, yeah, Double D was like helping Dexter in his lab do stuff because I was like, Double D is smart or whatever. But like,
Oh boy.
yeah, it was weird. It was a weird game. I don't think you can.
Thank you for giving me nightmares, by the way.
You're welcome.
I'm scarred for life.
That was a weird MMORPG idea. It was unique, but it was fucking weird. Super weird. and then there was like there was a thing called Fusion Fall Retro, where it was like a legacy, server, because they ended service on the game, but they made it so you could still play, and then they took it down. So I don't know what your experience with MMOs are, but mine are never good. Not that they're never good. It's just that I feel like I never have time. Oh, really? Yeah. I feel like I never have time for them. I don't know. Like, when everybody was getting into WoW, I didn't get into it.
I played WoW once at an internet cafe, and that was it. That was the end of my MMO experience.
I think I played it once. I got really into Final Fantasy XI for like a few months, and then I kind of just like didn't care about it. I kind of forgot about it.
I feel like, for me, and this is just my personal opinion, it's too much of an investment.
I kind of feel the same, because every time I play an MMO that I'm finally into, I'm only into it for like 3 to 6 months, and then I get tired of logging into it. Mm-hmm. The same thing happened with the last one I played, which I don't really know if you could consider this. I wouldn't consider it an MMO, but just like I would consider it an RPG game where you make your own character and you level up and things like that. But Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, the mobile game.
Yeah.
I got really invested into that for a while.
I bought. I didn't buy it, but I did download it, and it was fun. But I don't know. I'm just not even into mobile games like that.
Sometimes I'm not into either, but then sometimes once in a while one will come across where I'll play it for like a good while.
Yeah.
And that one I played for like, because at first it wasn't called Union Cross. It was called, in Japan, it was called X Key or X Chi or whatever. And then it became Unchained Key, and when it came to America, it became Unchained Key or Unchained X. And then they changed it to Union Cross because of events that were happening in game. They changed the name to Union Cross. So like, it takes place at the time of Keyblades and the time of Keyblade Warriors or whatever. And there's a story mode in the game, but they would release it's like in episodes or whatever. And I think I got like 600 episodes in, but they would, so when the game first came out, there was only 50 of them. And then they released the next 50 and then the next 50. And then it started becoming, okay, here's the next 10. Okay, here's the next 15. And it's like, okay. And then the story mode started, like the last 200 episodes I played started just becoming a bunch of like revisit bitch work. And I was just like, you were finally actually telling story here. Like there was actually story that was happening here. And like they wove in like the movie back cover, you know what I mean? And they wove in like where Ventus came from and where Marluxia came from and everything. Marluxia apparently is one of the original, like, spoiler alert, Marluxia is one of the original 5 children who were to pass on the power of the Keyblade. And his name was Laurium at the time. And that's where the story stopped. And then the next 200 episodes were like a bunch of bitch work, so I stopped caring. I was like, yo, like, I wait like 3 weeks for you guys to release story, and then now you're making me go back to Agrabah for 500 missions? Like, no. Like, I swear to God, the last 100 episodes, or 100 missions, or whatever the fuck, it was all in Cinderella's castle.
Yeah.
And the boss at the end of that one was just like, okay, well... like, God, like, I'm not going to keep rolling for better medals when you know what I mean? Like I spent money on the game, and I don't care. I don't care that I spent money on it because it was worth it. I had fun. But like there was this one when the reverse medals came out, which were basically evil characters.
Yeah.
There was this medal where it was the World of Chaos. So it was the final boss, Ansem, from the first Kingdom Hearts game. And the way you have to level up these medals is by fusing them with themselves. So, like...
Yeah, I remember that. And
yeah.
I was just like, this is too much of an investment again. Like...
It was crazy. Like how you could level them up normally and then they would get max level, but then to level them up even further, if you matched it with 5 copies of itself, it unlocked the special move that it did would be a markup of 200% instead of 100, or you know what I mean? So like you would do that much more damage. But like that medal was needed to fight like this fucking boss at the Cinderella whatever, and I was just so fucking annoyed, and I just stopped playing. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stop playing, and when the whole story comes out, I'll just read what happens because I don't want to fucking do this. Like,
right.
And then I remember like I was part of a guild. It was me and some of my friends who I played Weiss-Schwartz with and Vanguard with, and we had a Facebook chat group for a while. And I remember, like, a month later, a few people were still talking in it. Like, oh, yeah, we're doing this today. We're doing this raid boss today or whatever. And I was like, have they released any more story yet? And one of the guys was like, yeah, but it's literally just 50 more missions of going to this place. And I'm like, yep, I don't care. Don't care. And they just added the Union Cross Dark Road section to it. So, like... It's all in one app, which is nice because I talked about this on the newscast a couple weeks ago. But Union Cross Dark Road is an actual story. It's not like a bunch of whatever, but it's basically how Master Xehanort beat. You're pretty much playing Master Xehanort and Master Ericus as young kids, is what it is. So
yeah, I remember you talking about that on the newscast.
Yeah. So like anyway, the last MMO I played before that, I think, was Dungeon Fighter Online, which Kai and Clear and Sweet, I think he still plays it. I'm not sure. But they're coming out with a new Dungeon Fighter Online anime. One that's more serious, because the one anime that came out for it before was like a more kind of goofy Konosuba-like anime, and it was called Arid Senki Slap Up Party or whatever. But, yeah, like,
that
Dungeon
name
Fighter...
alone.
Yeah, Slap Up Party. I don't know why it was called that. I know it was called Arid Senki because that's where the world takes place. But like Dungeon Fighter Online was really cool. It's still a really cool game because it's basically like a side scroll beat 'em up but Diablo. It's basically Diablo but a side scroll beat 'em up. And it's like anime characters and it's really cool and they're pixel and everything and you can do cool combos and shit. But I had started playing it when it was with Nexon and then Nexon dropped it. And then it got picked up by some Chinese company. And now the Chinese companies are the people who run it. And they've added a shit ton more stuff to it. But, yeah. Like Nexon, they're the people who do like Maple Story and whatever.
Oh, I used to play Maple Story.
Oh, so you did play it. You have played an MMO then.
Yeah, but like with Maple Story, I kind of like didn't play. Like... I remember Maple Story had a theater that you can go to and watch movies.
Yeah.
So I'd just go there and do that. That was like, what, like 2,000 watch parties? Like that's what watch parties used to be.
That's how you did it.
Yeah.
That's how you had to do it, man.
That's how I was able to watch the original Night of the Living Dead.
Nice.
Like the black and white one.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking me and Danny now. We're just like, back in my day. Let me ask you a question. Because now that I'm 30, well, as we're recording right now, I'm not. But like when they hear this, I'll be 30.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you, baby. What is something that happened to you in the last few years or like a conversation that happened other than this one, that made you feel your age? Because you're the same age as me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I am.
Because I'll tell you what it was
I
for me.
don't know. I will tell you this though. This was quite recent.
Oh, okay.
I was at work, and right now with all like pandemic shit and everything going on, like for those of you who don't know, I'm a massage therapist, so I work at a spa, and we have protocols that we have to follow, like literally cleaning and disinfecting the service rooms in
Wearing
between
a mask
clients and stuff, and just so excuse me, so the laundry is 10 times more than usual. So my boss hired her daughter as a spa attendant to tend the laundry and everything like that, and she's
kind of take the load off of you or whatever.
Yeah.
Or off of you guys, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much everybody, like the sales associates, like the girls at the front desk do the laundry and all that kind of stuff too. So, but she just graduated high school, and something happened, and like me and two of my other coworkers just started singing Miss Jackson by Outkast.
Hell yeah.
And we were just jamming out the verse and everything like that. And there's this, 19-year-old girl who's just like smiling and just like watching us like sing this song that she has no idea like who they are or what we're singing and everything like that. So that kind of made me feel like my age a little bit.
For me, one that I can remember right now, and this is not to call them out in particular, because it was them and a few other people. I think it was them and one other person that I was explaining it to. But Sen, and I don't remember who the other person was, but Sen. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of moments in Discord, because there's a lot of people a lot younger than us in our Discord.
What I love about Sen though is Sen never pretends to fucking know. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of young kids out there who are nerdy kids who like, oh yeah, I know that. It was like a thing in the 80s. And it's like, no, the 90s, but okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
get the year right.
Sen never pretends to like, know. But like the thing about Sen is because they're as nerdy as they are.
I forget that they're young. Like sometimes I think that Sen is our age, but they're not.
Right, yeah, like they're because they're really fucking mature for one. Like, like, and I mean they're like, they're like 24 years old or whatever, 20, I think 23 or 24. Anyway, Sen is
I actually have another I'm old moment. But continue.
Sen is into Pokemon, obviously, because a lot of us in the Discord are. Like, we're all into Pokemon. Pokemon's been around forever, okay? I was, me and Dannie were there when it came out, or when it came to America, so I think my brother still has the Nintendo Power where they previewed it. And I remember we got that magazine in the mail. It was one of the first N64 Nintendo Powers, too. And I was explaining Pokemon Snap to Sen.
Oh, I think I remember this conversation.
Because I have a little Blockbuster card, and Blockbuster Video was a video rental store. Now, before Netflix and all that, we had to go, if we wanted to rent a movie, we had to go to
Blockbuster or Hollywood Rentals.
If you weren't gonna buy the movie, you could go rent it, kind of like, and actually there still is rental places. Technically, they're just called a Redbox, which you can find in front of grocery stores, and it's like a little DVD vending machine, Blu-ray vending machine, and then you just return it when you're done. And I love Redbox. I love Redbox a lot because Redbox is really nice. I very much appreciate Netflix and Redbox, but like Video Update and Blockbuster and Hollywood Video and things like that were the go-to places when we wanted to rent movies or video games or TV shows, whatever. And Blockbuster had this exclusive Pokemon Snap machine, and it gave you a little card, and you put the card on there, and it put all your fucking data and save shit on there, and then you could bring that card to like a Target or a Walgreens and get photos developed of the shots you took. They always came
cool.
out.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
They always, or did you print it at the machine? Actually, you might have printed it at the machine. They came out really small because of, the pixels and video game and shit, whatever. And you could make stickers of the things you could make stickers of the pictures you took. And I was explaining that to Sen, and then I had to explain what Blockbuster Video was. And Sen was like, okay, well, I know what Blockbuster is. And I'm like, okay, But, yeah, that made me feel... That and watching Captain Marvel, because Captain Marvel takes place in the 90s. And so, like, there's that scene where she crashes into the Blockbuster. And it's just like, oh, shit. Like, yeah, that was fucking funny. That was hilarious. Anyway, what's your other moment?
My other moment was when I was working at Journeys. And this was, like, 2 years ago, and my assistant manager, she's 21. So, and I was explaining, like, I mentioned something about Joni Mitchell, and she had no idea who Joni Mitchell was. I was just like, you don't know who Joni Mitchell is? I was just like, oh God, geez. I feel so old. I was just like, look her up. She is like phenomenal, and like, so yeah. I don't know if I'm ever gonna have children. I don't think I am. But if I ever did, or even my nieces and nephews, if I ever have nieces and nephews, I'm gonna be like, they're gonna be in the car with me for whatever reason, and I'm gonna be playing like Under Oath or Cannibal Corpse or something, and they're gonna grow up hating it, and then that's gonna be all my fault, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, no, because I'm some old fogey, and you're probably like, that's old people music, and that hurts a little bit thinking about it. No, but then like they could become someone like me, because when I was a kid, I used to hate listening to the old school stuff.
Same.
Especially when I was in my dad's car, because my dad never let me change the radio station whenever I was in his car. So,
my mom always played mariachi music, and my dad always played Thai folk music. Actually, no, that's not true. My mom would play mariachi music, but she would also play like, she was really into like, she was really into Creedence Clearwater Revival. So I really love Creedence, and like, Earth, Wind and Fire, Ray Charles.
Yeah,
she likes all them. But yeah.
Yeah, but now like, I'm 30, and now I love all the old school stuff. Like my favorite artist is Janis Joplin.
Yeah, Janis Joplin rocks.
So.
Dude. I shouldn't say I love all the old school stuff, because I actually don't like a lot of old school stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. Same.
I do appreciate like certain, Janis Joplin being one of them, of course. But yeah, I could talk about classic music for a while, to be honest with you. Like, now I got fucking Earth, Wind and Fire stuck in my head. Do you remember the 21st of September? I love that song, dude. Every time that song comes on, I feel good, and I want to dance with Smokey. Not even Trisha, just Smokey, because Luna won't let me hold her.
On Spotify, I have like 3 playlists, and sometimes for me naming a playlist is hard. So I have a 3-parter playlist, and it's called Almost Everything Playlist.
Almost everything.
1, 2, and 3. And the reason why I call it Almost Everything, because it is almost everything. Because, sometimes when you're getting to know someone new, and sometimes you don't know what to talk about, so you just like ask them, so what do you listen to? And like, when you have a wide variety of music that you listen to.
Yeah.
It's hard to like really name name artists. So and I used to say everything, but then sometimes people would say everything. So do you listen to, like Hispanic music? And then I would say no.
Yeah.
So I had to like
Yep.
I just changed my way of like answering it, and I say almost everything, because
Almost everything.
it's literally like when people say, when you ask them, oh, what do you listen to? And they say everything. It's like, really, do you listen to everything? So you listen to Swedish folk music?
Yeah.
So like that,
I used to be that person too. I used to say everything, and then they would name something,
and you've
I'd be
never
like,
listened to
know.
them.
I don't know what that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I'm the person
Now
on the other
you feel
side.
like an asshole because you said that you listen to everything, but technically you don't listen to everything.
Yeah. So now I'm the contrarian on the other side. Now when someone does that, I'll be like, oh, so do you like Gorgoroth?
Yeah.
And they're like, what's that? I'm like, never mind. Like, oh, do you like? Or I'll say like some weird fucking, power violence band like Grind the Pigs or
Yeah.
or agoraphobic Nosebleed, and they're like, what's that? I'm like, they did the song bitch's handbag full of money. You don't remember that song? Never mind. Like,
Forget it.
just don't worry about it. Yeah, no. So when someone asks me that question nowadays, what I say is, well, I like a lot of stuff, but I'm really picky. It's easier to tell you what I've been listening to lately.
Yeah,
And then I'll just tell them.
yeah.
I'll just
Like-
tell them what I'm listening to lately.
Yeah, and I tell them, and I usually say it really depends on my mood, because it does. Right. And like recently, I've just been listening to a shit ton of Japanese music.
That was gonna be my next thing. What have you been listening to lately?
Yeah, a lot. I always see myself going back to my J music anime playlist a lot. So, but slowly now I honestly, and I've been really listening to a lot of lo-fi beats.
Yeah.
Like I just find I find that music so chilling, in like a good way, not like a bad way kind of thing. I don't know. I think that's like my new classical sound for me to like meditate in a way, if that's weird.
No, not at all.
So
hold on a sec. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, here we go. A friend a couple weeks ago, a friend of mine who I used to play Pokemon cards with recently moved to a different state because of their job. So him and his waifu moved down there. Mm-hmm. Actually, I think they moved like to North Carolina. Actually, but they were like, Sam, can you recommend me some stuff, because I'm in a transitional period and I want new music to listen to on the way down there and to get me through these next couple of months, because I'm not going to be able to go to work. Like, I'm not going to be able to start the job right away because of, and I'm like, sure. And so like he asked all of us in our Discord, like, what have you guys been listening to lately? So this is what I've been listening to lately. We should do like a Somcast, or you should do a Dannie cast music episode, Somcast me, or we should just do a music AO or something. But Pale Waves is one I've been listening to lately. It's like
I gotta open up my Spotify so I can look at these people.
Pale Waves, dude. The song My Mind Makes Noises and New Year's Eve, really good. It's like The Cure.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that.
Okay.
Except probably a little little more rock sounds, but yeah, it's like that. Little Lotus I've been really into, which is like emo trap, lullaby trap. Dream State, melodic metalcore, really fucking awesome. Me and Ed love Dream State. Dance Gavin Dance, which you and I have talked about before.
Yeah.
The new record by Dance Gavin Dance.
I haven't listened to Dance Gavin Dance in a long time.
Listen to the new song Prisoner.
Yeah,
it's literally my favorite song.
I've been meaning to listen to the new stuff.
The
Just
new
haven't
song
gotten around to it.
Strawberries Wake and Prisoner off that record are really good. Like, and there's music videos to them too, which is cool. The music video for Prisoner is really cool. I don't know why. It's kind of goofy, but it's cool. Circle Takes the Square, which is like, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of like straight edge screamo from like the late, like the mid 90s, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But more mathy. See You Space Cowboy, which is also screamo, but it's like more of like it kind of sounds like mid 2000s MySpace era screamo, which is super sick to me. And Yuri Kokobu, which is like Japanese city pop from like the late 80s, early 90s. She's super sick. I love Yuri Kokobu. Super dope. Those are the recommendations. Oh, and Bloodbather. Bloodbather, dude. Which I don't even know if they're really around anymore. I know they did a show like in 2019, like towards the end of 2019 before shit hit the fan.
Mm-hmm.
But Bloodbather is really fucking sick. Grind, violence, rock, and it's fucking, they're amazing. They're fucking, the lead singer, like, he gets up there and he makes sure that he owns the stage, but he still doesn't outshine anyone else, even people running up on the stage and diving. Like, he makes you feel special. I don't know. I just watching live shows of them is just like crazy. But yeah, Bloodbather, dude. Whew. But See You Space Cowboy, definitely. I just bought their 2 CDs because they were having a sale on their Merch Now website. I bought their 2 latest records, Songs for the Firing Squad and The Correlation Between Entrance and Exit Wounds. So good. So good. That and 888, which they're not around anymore, but they have a song called Critical Mistakes that's really good. Really like that song. If we're talking about anime music, I've been listening to the first Fire Force opening a lot.
That
and
opening
the second
is
one.
so good.
I know. Yeah, both of them are really good, but the first one is just like extra catchy. Like, and there, you know, a lot of the openings in spring season were kind of weak, but we'll talk about that when we talk about it. But like,
I really love like, for like the second season of Fruits Basket, the opening for that, I was like a little off-putted by it because the OPs for the first season were so good. But now that I'm like on episode 8 of Fruits Basket, the OP for it has gotten to me, and I'm really liking it.
is this the second one, or which one are you talking about?
The second season.
Oh, okay. The first one was really good.
Yeah.
First one was like definitely not your typical anime opening song. Mm-hmm. Really calm, really cute. Really love it.
And then the one, I can't remember the name. But the second opening for the first season with the umbrellas.
Oh, yeah.
That one was cute. And I also catch myself listening to the Carol and Tuesday soundtrack.
Yeah, you talked about that a lot.
I just love the music in Carol and Tuesday.
On our decade, you talked about that.
But Mrs. Green Apple, that band.
Which, okay, like for one, that's a really sick band name.
Mrs. Green Apple. Fuck yeah.
That's super dope. Okay, I'm going to ask you one more thing. What? Damn it! Now I forgot what I was gonna ask. Shit. Oh, what's a video game soundtrack that you're really into? Because for some fucking reason, I've been really into the new Streets of Rage soundtrack. I say that like that's something weird. But
Okay,
it's not, 'cause I love
so-
Streets of Rage.
Yeah.
But the Streets of Rage 4 soundtrack is really good. Anyway,
So I really like the soundtrack for Breath of the Wild.
hell yeah.
Like that music is just so good. But also recently, I actually recently just beat Final Fantasy VII Remake, and in that game, like, there's actually, you have to collect the soundtrack in the game, and you get a trophy
Nice.
for it. And the revamps of the original soundtrack is so, I just really enjoy the revamps of the original songs, like
Yeah,
Tifa's.
completely reorchestrated, re-recorded.
Yeah. I think every time, and it's even in Final Fantasy 15 actually has a pretty decent soundtrack too. So, but I love it when they do a remix on the Chocobo theme song.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's I think in Final Fantasy 15 they did like a dubstep kind of theme for the Chocobo song.
Sure.
And in the 7 remake, they actually have 2 different types of Chocobo themes, and I think one is like a beachy kind of like mellow song, and then they have like a hip hop version of the Chocobo song.
Right.
So I like it when video games do that.
It's funny because the 7 soundtrack itself, so like you have the PS1 one, right?
Yeah.
And then you have some of those songs that were redone to be put in Final Fantasy VII Advent Children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you have them reorchestrated and redone again for the remake game, and it's like the battle theme, Those Who Fight, has been redone probably 4 or 5 times at this point.
Yeah.
But the remake version of it is so good. It's so good. Like, I love it so much.
I've been trying to find the remake soundtrack on Spotify, and I can't find it.
To this day, though, my favorite theme from Final Fantasy is the boss theme from 6, which is called the Decisive Battle. Mm-hmm. Still my favorite Final Fantasy song. Like, absolutely. So fucking good. Shut! That and Bloody Tears from Castlevania, can't get it out of my head. Or Sigma Stage 2 from Mega Man X is a great song. And Writhe in Pain from Guilty Gear X2. Really good.
I
Okay, I'm done.
can't. I think
I'm going to go on for like 15 minutes just going, and?
my one favorite Final Fantasy theme, I think it's from 8, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's something waltz, and it goes like do 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 do. That song I enjoy a lot, only because when Finn was like a puppy, and this was around the time when I was playing Final
Waltz for the Moon.
That's what it. Yes, that's it.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And
I had to look it up just now.
I was playing Final Fantasy, and that song came up because in 15 you're in a car and you get to listen to music while you're driving to your next destination, and that song happened to come up, and I started humming it, and Finn just looks at me and he tilts his head like all curious, like what are you what are you singing? So
So it makes you think of Finn.
yes, it does, and it's so adorable.
Finn. Fuck that dog, dude. He's so cute. God. Cutest dog ever. I sent a picture of your dog to my mom, and my mom was like, "Where's this dog?" And I'm like, that's Danny's dog. She lives in, she lives in the South." And she was like, "Where?" I'm like, "Well, technically it's her mom's dog." And she's like, "Where is the dog?"
Dude, Finn is so cute, and I'm telling you, he's so cute, and he fucking knows it.
He's not a real dog, dude. Danny went to Build-A-Bear. That's how cute the dog is. It's just like we all make this joke that she went to Build-A-Bear and made him. Anyway. Woo. Well.
We've been talking for a hot minute.
We should, and if you guys, whether it's the patrons or not, whatever, when you listen to this, tell me what kind of, based on what you listened to just now, what kind of AO episodes you want to hear from me and Danny or me and Nick. I want to do one with Nick, because I know that there's anime out there, like little OVAs or random ass things that Danny's not going to watch, that me and Nick are going to watch.
Porn.
So anyway.
Hentai.
So if you think of something like, oh, Nick and Sam should do this, or Danny and Nick should do this, let me know. Let us know. We would love to do it, for sure.
I think you two need to do a hentai episode.
You don't want to do the hentai episode with us?
What am I going to watch? Like, I don't... No.
Are you not into hentai?
No, I'm not.
We'll get Chris or somebody to watch. Someone will tell us what's up. We need to do another hentai episode, for sure. That's for sure. But maybe it'll be an AO app and not like a...
Mm-hmm.
Hentais are weird because they're not like, they're like
goofy.
4 episodes.
They're so goofy.
And I don't like every other hentai you find is either like,
Trash.
Especially the ones lately, it's always some like guy fucking his sister, or a teacher blackmailing a student or something like that. And it's just like, man, just give me one with like a woman and a dude just fucking because they are fucking or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, let us know what you want to hear, okay? And again, I really appreciate you guys being patient, not just with us, but with me, just because I've been so, all over the place lately, and Nick and Danny agreed to let me extend the break, and that's why you're hearing this episode instead. But anyway, I appreciate all the messages and all the concerns that you guys have for me, and honestly, I think I'm okay. I think I'm doing better, and so I appreciate you guys being so patient with us and patient with me. So I love you guys very much. That being said, what was I going to say? That being said, I'm Sam. That's Danny. That's Smokey. That's Finn. Trisha's behind me. I don't know where Luna is. And I don't know where Danny's other 2 dogs are. Probably Borkin.
No, if they were Borkin, you would hear them.
And this has been the Anime Summit Podcast. Bork?